Welcome to St. Genevieve, the oldest permanent settlement in Missouri, founded around 1735 by Illinois French as a river depot for lead and salt. Its current location has been moved 3 miles to this present-day site after the flood of 1785. St. Genevieve is named for the patroness saint of Paris. This disastrous flood of 1785 triggered the gradual relocation of this village to the higher ground between the forks of the Gabory Creek and the site of present-day St. Genevieve. St. Genevieve's charm and ambience is due to the remarkable presentation of the features of colonial settlements. Narrow streets and fenced gardens surround some of the most significantly 18th century architecture in America. These French colonial-style buildings were constructed from massive logs, hewn and set vertically to form walls on the home. Heavy timbers were mortised and pegged into sturdy trusses and supported with impressive hipped roof covering the house and its wide porches. Fascinating variations of this architectural style, known as porteur en terre and porteur sur soleil, are found in the historic homes of colonial St. Genevieve. The Louisiana Purchase of 1803 propelled St. Genevieve into another chapter in history. Its French-speaking residents suddenly found themselves citizens of the United States. The soon rush of Americans into the Louisiana Territory left its mark on St. Genevieve. Merchants, lawyers, and entrepreneurs settled in the village, building their homes and businesses among the old French houses, creating the delightful mix of early 19th century architecture found today. The Germans would soon migrate in the mid-century, leaving behind a legacy of charming brick homes and stores throughout the community. Today, St. Genevieve's landmark historic district offers visitors an unparalleled glimpse into its colonial past. Its residents join together to preserve and interpret most of this remarkable community. Among the many fine examples of early architecture are the Louis Bouldon House, one of the oldest in the valley, Jean-Baptiste Vallée House, home of the last Spanish commander, Jean-Béqui Ribault Hall, with its very unusual wall construction, and the Janus Zelga House, which was once the Green Tree Tavern. Also, there is the Saint-James-Beauvoir House, associated with Henri Breckenridge, and the Gibor House, with fine casement windows. Today, we will take a look at a few of these homes. The Beauvoir home, or in its historical name, the Vital Saint-James-Beauvoir home, was built out in the Le Grand Champ field and moved to its present-day location in 1792. It is located at number 20 South Main Street and is currently under restoration by a private organization and is not open to the public. This French Creole vernacular post-in-ground construction is one of 3 here in St. Genevieve. The Bulldog House was the first authentically restored historic structure in St. Genevieve and is an exciting and outstanding example of French colonial architecture. It was built in 1770 near the river on the Le Grand Champ field by Louis Bouldon. This house, and also now stores a museum, is owned and operated by the National Society of the Colonial Dames in America. Louis Bouldon was one of the richest men in St. Genevieve. On a tour of this house, you could see where families would have gathered for meals and hosted balls. One of the most interesting facts that I found out about Louis Bouldon on this trip is that even though he was the richest man in St. Genevieve, he could not read nor write. The Nicolas Janus Ziegler House, once home to the Green Tree Tavern, is a fine example of French colonial vertical log-style home on stone foundation. A typical French colonial gallery extends along the 3 sides of this house. The gallery has red cedar hand-hewed posts. Secondary rafters extend over the gallery, giving this house its characteristic double pitch to the roof. It is believed that the first Masonic lodge west of the Mississippi once resided in this building around 1890. It is located at 241 St. Mary's Road in St. Genevieve and is currently under private restoration and is not open to the public. This home before us here is the Commandant's House, or the Jean-Baptiste Valet House. It is a French Creole vernacular vertical log construction home. This house belonged to the last commander of St. Genevieve and was the center for government activity during the final days of the Spanish rule before French took back the territory and sold it to the Americans. Jean-Baptiste Valet, its owner, was one of colonial St. Genevieve's leading family, which had prospered in mining and mercantile business. Remnants of an early garden served as a model for the present garden. Just over a month ago, this home was purchased by the National Society of Colonial Dames in America, a non-profit organization which operates out of the Lindell House. The René Lemueller House was first built in 1820 of heavy timber frame construction. Like the Boulder House next door, this house has been restored by the National Society of the Colonial Dames in America, a non-profit organization. It is a single-story Creole-style house built by the grandson-in-law of Louis Boulder. The walls are constructed according to American practices, that is, they consist of widely spaced hand-hewed posts rather than the Creole vertical log construction. Lemueller died shortly after the house was built, and it was passed to his mother-in-law, the widow of Louis Boulder. It was eventually acquired by Jean-Baptiste Valet, who deeded it to the Sisters of Loretto in 1837. They occupied the building for many years. In 1950, it became a used car lot. It is located on the corner of Market and Main and is currently owned, like the Boulder House, by the Colonial Dames. Here we are now at the Felix Valet State Historic Site. The site's historic name is the Jacob Philipson House and is 1.5 story side gable limestone dwelling with a merchant store and family quarters. This facility gave Philipson an opportunity to establish a business in town trading manufactured goods for fur pelts and lead ore obtained in the Missouri Territory. Philipson sold the house in 1824 to the son of Francois Valet, Jean-Baptiste Valet. Felix Valet, the fourth son of Jean-Baptiste, became the owner in 1835. The house is located at the corner of Merchant and 2nd Street and is open to the public all year round. It is operated by the Missouri Department of Natural Resources. This historic site was built in 1818. This important federal-style limestone building features the authentically restocked mercantile store of the historic trading firm of Menard and Valet. The family's living quarters display beautiful early American Empire furnishings with original mantels and interior trim. A back porch stairs leads to second-floor rooms. The charming garden features original brick and frame outbuildings. Within the walls of this building before us is an impressive diorama depicting village of St. Genevieve in 1832. The Beauvais-Amoureux house was built around 1792 by Jean-Baptiste Segem Beauvais, overlooking Le Grand Champ, the agricultural fields of St. Genevieve. It is done in the porte-en-terre method of construction, which means that heavy-hewn timbers form Norman trusses which support the steeply pitched roof reminiscent of French Canada. Purchased by Benjamin Amoureux in 1852, the house is now part of the Felix Valet State Historic Site. This house is located at 327 St. Mary's Road in St. Genevieve and is open to the public. This concludes our tour of some of the historic homes in St. Genevieve. I hope that you would take some time out of your busy schedule to make it down to this beautiful city and see how history and present are melded together, producing an exceptional tourist attraction, one that not only educates but links us to our past. There are many other things to do here in St. Genevieve. It is a huge wine district. There are bed and breakfasts to stay at, fine dining, and touring, of course, of the finest homes here in Missouri. St. Genevieve is much alive today as it was in 1735, and the atmosphere is here for you to enjoy. Take some time off and visit the historic St. Genevieve.